Hey, Susan Farrar from SusanF.com. I want to make a quick video about morning routines and where you're getting it all wrong and why you can't make it stick. And I know that morning routines are something that most successful people have, most successful and happy people. I should just say happy because even people who aren't successful that have a morning routine are happier. And your morning routine, if you're making it a have to do or a should do, which I'm going to talk about more in a second, you are not going to want to do it. And this is what I see all the time. I have a morning routine. It's called coffee time. If you have worked with me or watched my stuff, you've probably heard me talk about it. It is a very important part of my life. It has been since I was 19 years old when my mother taught me how to have coffee time. And all it is me time first, okay? And here's what happens. People see other people's, this is what happens a lot with my clients. You see other people's morning routines out there and you try to emulate them and you think, I want to have a morning routine. I need to have a morning routine. And you're like, I need to run 50 miles. I need to journal for this many minutes. I need to do this. I need to do that. I need to do this and do that. And all you're doing is making yourself want to rebel. You are creating a morning routine out of feeling like you have to do it or that you should do it. And all this does is feel like you're taking your own power away, which causes you to rebel against yourself around something that you know is going to be good for you, okay? Your morning routine has to be something you want to do. I look forward to my morning routine. I cannot wait to get up in the morning. When the sun starts going down, and even sometimes before it, I can't wait because I love the way I feel because of my morning routine. And that is what you want to focus on. So my morning routine consists of me journaling. I am a big journaler. I always have been. It's how I visualize. I write what I want. It puts me in a state of feeling good. I get things out of my head. If I have a lot in my head, it's how I clear my head. It's how I coach myself. It's how, I work through things. Writing is my tool and journaling is my tool for all of that. It's how I tell Team Other Side and the universe what I want to delegate, what I want to give to them to handle. It's how I clear my mind. Okay? It's how I clear my mind and raise my vibration, raise my energy, really, is what it's doing. Okay? And you might not need to do that with journaling. And this is where things get tripped up because you think, okay, I have to journal so I can do that. No, you need to start the day by clearing your mind. Maybe that's 5 minutes of meditation for you. Maybe that is just sitting in silence with your coffee or your tea or whatever it is. I have a coffee. I call it a coconut latte. It's a half calf. I use full fat coconut milk. It's delicious. And I take that to somewhere in nature, usually my lake or the beach or somewhere outside. I like to leave my house for coffee time. I didn't always do that. You might not want to do that. For me, that is part of it. So I'm already feeling at peace in nature. I live in a very pretty place, so that's not hard to do. And I journal, and sometimes I journal for 10 minutes. Sometimes I journal for an hour and a half, depending on what's coming through, depending on what I need. I'm listening to what I need, to what my mind needs to get energized for the day, okay? Doesn't have to be long. I have the luxury of having it be long, but most of my life when I was working a job, in fashion or even another job in the real world, not this entrepreneurial bubble that we're in, I would have like 45 minutes or an hour because I would get up early for it because it felt so good. It was like me protecting my me time because I was giving myself to everyone else's demands and the demands of my job. From 9 o'clock on, it was all about other people and all about the other stuff that I was doing. Now my life is very much about this. Like it's become my lifestyle, but it wasn't always that way. I had to inch myself there. And I also want to get into something in 1 second about actually allowing yourself to have it. But first, I want you to just understand that it's about clearing your mind, giving your mind what it needs in the morning, right? It's about giving your body what it needs in the morning. So I enjoy, my coffee is one of my greatest pleasures. I do not do well with a lot of caffeine anymore, but I do still enjoy the coffee. And I also need to hydrate first thing in the morning. That's something that my body needs a lot of. And I will start with water or, lemon water or whatever I'm doing, whatever I want to drink, and then go into coffee because that's what feels good for me. That's what I need. So you need to think about what you need, what your body is telling you that you need first thing in the morning. Maybe you need to eat. I actually don't have an appetite when I first wake up. So I, like to drink, get things moving and flush my system. And then I eat later because the second piece of my coffee time is movement. So I do, brisk power walks or whatever. You can do any kind of exercise that you want, but it doesn't, if you tell yourself, I have to run 50 miles, have to go to the gym, I have to do this, and you don't really want to do that, it's going to be very difficult to make the habit stick. How can you want to do it? I love the kind of movement that I do from dance. I love Pure Barre. I love, things like that. I love my walks in the morning. My power walks are not long, but they're powerful. And what happens, because I've given my mind and my body what it needs, my mind is open to inspiration. So this is where a lot of my content is created, through my journaling and then through the movement. Things just start streaming. That's how I created my products and programs, how I'm writing my book. It's how I got the idea for this video. It just starts coming through me because I'm out of my head. I used my journaling as the tool to get out of my head, clear my mind, right? And then I'm in my body. I'm enjoying the scenery. I'm listening to the birds. I'm watching the huge ass iguanas chase each other. There's all kinds of things going on. And while I'm walking and my oxygen levels are raising and my heart rate is increasing, things start flying in. This feels awesome. I feel empowered. I feel unstoppable. I feel energized and inspired and so excited to come home all sweaty and make this video for you. And it's because I'm enjoying it. I'm letting myself enjoy it. When I feel those feelings, I stay present with them. I don't start worrying, oh, I got to handle this. Oh, I have a call about this. I don't have, of course there's other stuff to do, but I let myself enjoy the moment. Really, and that presence is what allows the inspiration. And then it's about following through on the inspiration, right? So whatever you are being guided to do, inspiration is intuition, it's guidance. So whatever you are being guided to do, how can you follow through on that? How can you, create what was coming through you, whether it's something like this, like a video or a piece of content that you're putting out on social media, or whether it's a piece of your program or what, your book, whatever it is, whatever wants to come through you, that message that's coming through you today in the moment, how can you follow through on it? Because if you are not following through on it, one of two things happen. You lose the energy for it, or it just sticks with you until, this is what usually happens to me. If I didn't follow through on it and it needs to come out, it will stick with me, weighing on me. And this kind of doesn't let the other newer things come through. And this starts to create feelings of being stuck or stagnant because you're not following through on what's coming. So it's like they're all still there. It used to happen when I designed too. If I would have ideas that would come through right away and I didn't actually sketch them out and put them into motion, they would stick with me. And I actually would know which ideas were the best ideas because of that, because they would stick with me. And eventually, as I would get them out, new ideas would come in. And the same thing happens with, what we're doing here online and the content that you're creating and the books that you're writing and the programs that you're bringing to life. It's about following through on that inspiration so you can allow the next piece to come through. That is a state of flow. That is being in flow. And sometimes the inspiration might not come. Almost always for me, it comes. This is how I literally trigger inspiration, and it's almost every day. And if something new doesn't come through, I don't beat myself up or think like, oh my God, nothing came through. There's still other stuff to do. I have a life to live. I have other work to do. So it's not about getting hooked on that either. It's about giving yourself what you need so you want to wake up and have a morning routine. You might need to start that, before the night before, right? You might need to sleep more in order to want to get up and have a morning routine. You got to inch your way there, and you got to figure it's all based on what you truly need though. Sorry, my laptop keeps shaking. And if you're not listening to that, you're never going to want to do it. So I've always wanted to do it because it was always me time. I never said I have to journal. I never said I have to walk. I never said I have to do anything or, receive downloads. I never tell myself any of that. It is my free me time. It is to do whatever I feel like doing, and whatever I feel like doing during that time is giving myself what I truly need. And that is what it turned out to be for myself. And the same thing happens during the day. If I need to keep my energy alive, if I'm working on stuff, I dip in and out of it. So you can't expect this feeling to just last for hours and hours. We're not built that way. So as you dip out of it, give yourself what you need. If you need to re-evoke some new inspiration, you know how to do it. Get out of your mind and into your body. That could look like walking around your office. That could look like, going for a walk outside, or, drawing for a second, or doing something that is mindful. This helps you keep that energy going, right? Music, all of that. So if you're trying to create a morning routine, which I highly suggest because your day will be so much more productive, you will feel so much better, and you actually are honoring what you really need first and foremost. You are prioritizing yourself. You are valuing yourself and what you need, and that screams volumes to the universe. So it's going to reflect that back to you. So I highly recommend that you figure it out, but it's got to be something you want to do. Every time that you tell yourself, I should do this, you feel guilty for not. I have to do this, you want to rebel. So it's got to be, I want to do this because it will make me feel like this. I want to feel like this, so I will do these things. That's what it's about for me. Okay? I'm always focused on that feeling. That is how you get that reward instantly. Okay? That's another video about creating habits. So comment below if you want me to talk about creating habits and instant rewards and all of that. I'm also having a free class on this Thursday. So if you want to learn how I allowed myself to be able to prioritize myself, because that comes into play. We know that we need to prioritize ourselves. We know we need to care for ourselves. We know we need to put ourselves first, or, we can't, everything else can crumble around us, but we don't, because of things that are deeper inside of our subconscious and unconscious mind. And I'm going to be talking about that on Thursday in my free class. You can go to easymoney.com to sign up for it, EASE-Y money.com. And it is for overworked, overwhelmed, exhausted, creative entrepreneurs, artists, and leaders who have created a business that feels like another soul-sucking job. It seemed like a good idea when you got into it, and it doesn't feel the way you wanted it to feel, or it's changed and you don't know how to transition into doing what you really know you came here to do. And that is what this is all about. You can see more about it and everything that you're going to learn at easymoney.com, EASE-Y money.com, and I will see you there on Thursday.